delay. We have some technical difficulties in the background. Welcome to the heart of Mogirot Valley for the 2026 Hungarian Grand Prix for Ballies. We are here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, a circuit often described as Monaco without walls, for its relentless twisting nature that leaves drivers breathless and the machines at their absolute limit. As the sun sets over Budapest, the track remains dusty, high downforce challenge where precise is the only currency. We will see the grid plunge into the blind entry of turn 11, turn 4, better known as Mansell, where Nigel Mansell famously lost his wheel nut in 1987, but delivered a masterclass overtake on Senna just 2 years later. Then there's the rapid right hand of turn 11, a daunting Alesi, named after John Alesi's spectacular high-speed escape and accident in 1995. And of course, the technical chicane at turn 6 and 7, where championship dreams can be won and lost in a single heartbeat and mistake. So, as it stands, Norris as provisional pole. We'll have to have a look on Hamilton and Mauri. They are quite fast. Martin goes over the line with only a few thousandths of a second spared in the Alpine. Not a bad lap for the Alpine. Alpine is not one of the strongest cars this season. It's maybe P7 or 8 in the standings at the moment. But we'll have to see how the qualifying evolves. 8 minutes left. And still a lot of work to be done for Peter, Gasly, Bierman, Hulkenberg, and Hajar, which is quite far away from the pace at the moment. Hajar is 1.2 seconds off the pace, followed by Hulkenberg with almost 1.5 seconds, and the car suffering the most looks like it's going to be the Mercedes of Peter with a 2-second deficit. 2 seconds and 2 thousandths from Norris. A bit more for Martin. Let's head down to Hamilton and see, or Mauri, see what he can do on his fly. I don't think he's on a fly at the moment. No, he's not on a fly, he's on a cooldown. Busy recharging the battery, gonna go after it on the next lap. So the track consists out of 14 corners. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities here. It's only 2 overtaking opportunities. It's gonna realistically be turn 1 and 2, maybe turn 12. Turn 12 is gonna be a bit more drastic, bit more risk taking. We should see about 1 or 2 overtakes into turn 12 at the latter stage of the Grand Prix, maybe also lap 1 or 2, where drivers get a bit more hesitant and want to get the points, a bit more chance taking from their side. So Mauri heads into the pits. Not gonna go for another lap. Still a lot of ample fuel in the car left. I don't know why I didn't go for one more. Maybe the tires were started graining, or they were a bit off dig that was not foreseen in the data. So the circuit length is going to be 4.381 kilometers. Lap records held by Hamilton in 2020 with a 1:16.627. So we already passed the lap record set in 2020 by Martin. Norris about 7 to 8 thousandths of a second behind the lap record. Hamilton couldn't match his lap record of 2020 in the beginning flyers of the session. So safety car probability is going to be about 25%. There shouldn't be a safety car, a full safety car. There should be a VSC, a virtual safety car, just for the reason that there's not a lot of overtaking opportunity, and drivers will get frustrated behind each other. They will go for moves that was not there. They will lose 13 seconds in the pits under a VSC, virtual safety car, or a safety car. Remember, this VSC is still a safety car without a safety car. Drivers are required to drive at a much slower pace. That will be determined by the race director with the lap data of the safety car. Normal pit stopping time lost will be 21 seconds in the pits. The strategy will be one of the most daunting tasks of the session, just because that there's not a lot of overtaking opportunities. Turn 1 is going to be our primary corner for overtaking, and maybe turn 2 is a bit harder. Drivers will defend the inside, which leaves the attacking driver to the outside, which is off banker, off camber, and it's a hairpin. So you're gonna have to stick it around the outside and hope and see what happens. Get better traction out of the turn. And and Martin loses it, or Peter loses it on the entry of turn 12. Bit of front lock up and rear lock up there. Let's see what happens. Look at the. Let's take this away. So 32,000 of a second separating the top two. Let's head on with Peter for his second attempt at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Opens the DRS, deploys, and he spins out into the wall. Maybe there will be damage, I don't know. Don't think there will be damage. Hit it right onto the side shafts, onto the wall. Don't get yourself beached them, Peter. Don't get yourself beached there. Maybe he still has a bit of battery left, so you can try and put another lap on. Not an easy track. Not an easy track, this one. Especially sector 2. Fast flowing, intersecting corners that you have to place your car precisely on the right part of the racetrack to get the next corner 100%. Mess up the first part and you're going to feel it right through the whole sector. All the way to turn 11. Where we're heading now. That's turn 11. Another overtaking opportunity is going to be turn 12. Not one of your traditional overtaking opportunities. Not with this formula of cars. It's still possible, but it's not recommended and it's not suitable. It's going to be a late dive to the inside or to the outside. And here we go for the third attempt for Peter. Opens the DRS, deploys the 1000 horsepower beneath him, up the gears, into 8th gear at 150 meter mark, onto the brakes, down the gears, into turn 1, gear 3, onto the throttle, opens the DRS, deploys the battery, foot to the floor. A bit of a lock up on the inside tire. Eats the curb, bit of oversteer on the rears there. Coming up is gonna be turn 4. Just a release of the throttle, sweeping left-hander into the hairpin of turn 5, onto the chicane, turn 6 and 7. 100 meter marker board, onto the brakes, down the gears, left, right. Eats the curb there. You wanna stay as far as possible from that sausage curb. That will mitigate any advantage you gain into sector 1. This is the part of the track that you need to get everything perfect. Don't go too far on the left there on the entry of turn 11. That curb will guide into the wall. Turn 12, heading to the final part of the lap for Peter. He needs to get something set here, otherwise he will start at the back with the Mercedes. Turn 14, onto the brakes, releases the brakes. Feathering that throttle. Turn 14 will be the last, and he puts the car not good enough. Didn't improve on his time, didn't improve on his position. That will be it for Peter. Maybe not. Here he goes again. Saved a bit of battery. I think he bought on the last one. Lock up again on the inside. Fast sweep of turn 3. on his way to turn 4, that fast left-hander. I have to cut the corner a bit with the inside tyre, put it nicely on the outside curb with the tyres, onto turn 6 and 7. Don't eat it. Oh, and he goes a bit wide into turn 6. That will cost him. Turn 7, 8, 9. Goes wide. I think that will be invalidated. That's invalidated. He's not backing out. He's not backing out. Turn 12. On his way to the 180-degree hairpin of turn 11. Turn 13. Turn 14. And Skalk takes pole with 1/10 speed in the RB. No answer from him for the rest of the field. Let's look here, Martin. What does he do? And Martin takes it back by 1,000th of a second. 1,000th of a second, guys. Absolutely margins. Margins. That's crazy. 1,000th of a second separating the front row, separating the Alpine and the RB, battling not only team-wise but constructors-wise and for the drivers. There's gonna be a close race between these two. The strategy for tonight will be either one-stopper or a two-stopper. The one-stopper will go as follows. It will be probably a medium. Don't want to start on the hard because if there's an incident, you are locked into that hard. You can't pit and get a better tire because you already have the most durable tire on. Will be lap. The medium will be pitted around about lap 16 to 22, followed by a hard compound for lap 40 to 46. But this is for a full race. We're not driving a full race for tonight. We're only doing a 50%. The other option will be lap 25 to 31 for the medium, and then putting on the hard and going to the end of the race. I think that one will be the one the drivers are looking for, unless we have a safety car in the latter stages of the Grand Prix, which I don't believe will happen. It will most likely be a VSC. There shouldn't be any major incidences. Alpine sitting in P3 in the constructors, only about 20 or so points behind Ferrari, followed by the leader with Red Bull with 178. Waiting for guys to do their strategies and finalize the car setups for the Grand Prix, and then we'll be back. don't think it will be longer more for the Grand Prix to start. So sector 2 is going to be high speed, requiring a lot of rhythm and a lot of precision. With turn 11 will be the fastest corner at 245 kph. It's quite fast for a one-tonner car. Turn 11 will be our slowest corner with a second or third gear engaged at only 100 km per hour. Drivers will be 43.3% of full throttle through the lap. Our slow corner is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, and 13 and 14. With our fast corners is only going to be 2 out of the 14 is going to be turn 4 and turn 10. The elevation of the Hungarian Grand Prix is going to be 34.7 meters. Our first Grand Prix were in 10 August 1986. Turn 5 is going to be a blind corner sweeping right hand of 180 degrees. Right guys, here we go. 35 laps, 14 corners, and no room for error. Strapping the Hungarian Grand Prix starts here. Let's follow the drivers through the formation lap. Martin setting off our formation lap with Paul, followed by Skulk, then Norris finishing off our top 3. Hamilton finishing off our front second row, followed by Mauri, our championship leader. Then Verstappen, Albon, Quagga, Piastri, Russell, Sainz, Alonso, Stroll, Ocon, Hajar, Hulkenberg, Bierman, Gasly, and our last real driver is going to be Peter. So one stopper suggestions are hard and then medium. Let's see what the drivers opted for. I don't think the AI should have, no, only 4 AI opted, 5 AI opted, 4 AI opted for hards. Mauri also opted for the hard compound tire to start this race. It will be a bit slow off the line, but around about lap 7 or 8 he should be gaining a bit more pace for the drivers in front of him as those tires start degrading and getting a bit more sluggish. Better acceleration for him in the latter stages of the first stint. We'll see what happens. Turn 1 is going to be the action corner for tonight. There won't be a lot of overtaking. There will be strategic overtaking, meaning inside the pits, and some bold moves that's going to come up. Mauri disqualified. Why? What happened? We still have him on the grid. I think he maybe overshot his parking space. He's not settled nicely into the box. And there we go, guys. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. Martin getting a good launch. Skulk going to the inside. Martin covering him off. Skulk has the inside of the corner. Blade on the brakes. Martin defends the outside. Better traction out of the first corner. Norris nowhere to be seen. Mauri down the grid he goes. Maybe he spun. He spun. Mauri. Put it all on the line of the hard tires. Out into turn 1. Martin still holding the race here. Just need to get a cool head. Extend that lap. Get the first stint over. And then push on from therewards. Turn 7. Turn 8. Only left of the throttle. No brakes applied. On our way to sector 3. On the opening lap. Mauri clawing his way back. Peter is off the road into the grass. What happened there? I think we missed that. Gasly and Mauri having a big moment there in turn 1. With the Ferrari of Mauri has a bit of front wing damage there on the front end plate on the right hand side. Let's add it back to the leaders here. The Alpine and the RP not in their normal positions. They're normally midfield drivers, but tonight we have some Hungarian action. DRS will not be able to open this lap, only the next one. We have one detection zone for our first. Oh, and another car is out. What car is slow? Peter still okay. No, he's not out. He's just going slow. Why is he circulating slow? Does he have damage? I can't see anything at the moment. Maybe it's a bit floor damage. He's circulating very slowly. And then Gasly also not in the mix at the moment. Hulkenberg. Let's look at the no penalties. Position changes. Verstappen up one. That's only because of oh, Skull goes out. Skulk is out. Dropping down the field. Maybe he made a mistake. Went wide or went side by side with Albon. Around the outside they go. Concedes the vision to Albon. Gets into the throttle, up the gears, deploys 1,000 horsepower behind him. Dumps the battery, will not be close enough for overtake, or will be. What a lunge into turn one. He takes the overtake from Albon. Says, thank you very much. We are not on the same page tonight. No, he's not completed yet. They are not done yet. Let's look. Off camber, turn off, turn two. Still alongside each other. Into turn 3 we go. Turn 4 on our way. A far swooping left-hander. No brakes going to be used here. Cut the corner bit with the inside tire. Into the blind hairpin of turn 5. And he's yielded. His turn is P5 now for the moment. Martin. Circulating on his own pace, on his own time. Just needs to keep 1 second clear of the McLaren driver behind him. No DRS for Norris at this stage. He is still going to have to defend from Hamilton, which will have the benefit of the DRS. Opening the rear flap, letting the air through, getting an extra 14 kph onto the main straights. All in DRS onto turn or P11 for Sainz. Let's head down to Hamilton and see what's going on here. Will he have enough traction out of the final corner? No, we will not. 7 tenths, 6, 5, maybe 4. Not enough at this moment in time. And Mauri is out again. Oh, he pitted. He changed the front wing, I think. He's onto the medium now. That's the problem I have with hard tires at the start of the race. You have a sluggish start. You want to maintain your position, so you go for a bit more audacious move that you would have if you had a bit more better start, which gets you into a picky situation where you get into an incident. Sometimes you get damaged, sometimes you not. That totally eliminates any advantage you would have had with a hard tire circulating a lot longer on your first end. He's 15 seconds behind Peter, which is also not close to the driver in front of him in another Alpine, with 12 seconds separating the two. Martin made a mistake somewhere. He's only managed to hold off the McLaren of Norris for 1 lap. 4.5 tenths, 5 tenths. I think this will be enough. If Norris manages to deploy a bit more battery, will get. Oh, and he goes to the outside. Martin covers it off. Norris nowhere to go. He stays behind, tucked in after the Alpine. Another DRS zone coming up for Norris. 2.5 tenths separating the two. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be inside or outside? No, it's not gonna be one of them. Martin making that Alpine as wide as possible. Verstappen also out of DRS, followed by Skulk with 1.4 seconds behind Verstappen. Peter losing time to the car ahead, and we have a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't see. Oh, there's a car dropping. Who is it gonna be? Is it Albon? It looks like Albon. Oh, and we have a DNF. We have a car. Oh no, we have a car out. In the first 5 laps of the Grand Prix. Will it be a safety car or will it only be double waved yellows? Remember, there is no overtaking in the yellow flags allowed. Reduced speeds. Oh, and we have a bit of a lockup for, who was that? Peter. Onto the grass again. Second time this evening happened to him. Spun around, heading the wrong way. Maybe he has a bit of damage. I think Peter has a bit of floor damage there. Spinning out into the first. And there's a big battle going on here into turn 1. Norris gets the overtake down on Martin. Oh, and Martin, I think we lost Martin. Let's send him an invite. Sorry for this, guys. Through goes Hamilton, through goes Norris. And Verstappen also goes past. So as follows, only AI drivers leading, then Martin, that's still going to be an AI, then Skulk, then a lot of AI. Finishing off our grid with Martin, Mauri and Peter. Let's look at those deltas. Let's look at those times. Is Mauri catching the back of the field? It looks like at this, yeah, he's catching the back of the field. Slowly, but not for surely. Back to 28.89 seconds. I don't think he's catching. Maybe also has a bit of floor damage. So that's going to be detrimental to Martin's race here. An overtake for Stroll. Oh, and they re-overtake him. Let's see. Not done. Move is not done yet. Not done yet. Ocon to the outside. Stroll to the inside. And Stroll says, well, have it now, mate. I'm going to get you back on the next go around. There's some big battles going on here for the last point. This driver should be heading to the back of Sainz. Sainz is not that fast as we saw in qualifying. He was struggling a lot into sector 1 and 2, the fast flowing corners of turn 6 onwards to till turn 11. 2.5 seconds separating the Haas driver of the Ocon in the Haas and Sainz in the Williams. Norris out of DRS at the moment, but also for Verstappen out of DRS. No advantage gained by the top 4. I think Skulk should have DRS. No, he doesn't. Quagga is also in the mix. I haven't even spoken about him. He's onto the back of that RB, the junior team, the little sister team. Piastri looking for a move there to the outside. Quagga covering it off nicely. Fast sweeper of turn 3 on our way to turn 4. Nice helicopter shot there. A bit of over the track limits. That should be a warning. Only 3 track limit strikes allowed, and Peter spun again into turn 13. Only 3 strikes allowed after your 3rd strike. That will be a 3-second penalty, which will be added to your final race time. Any drivers within that 3-second gap behind you will gain the advantage. Martin still not in the lobby. He's still out. Skulk struggling to keep pace with the RB or the Alpine. What an excellent qualification round we had, with pole being decided by 1/1000th of a second between these two. On to the first DRS zone or second DRS zone of this track, turn 1 onto the apex, foot to the floor, feather the throttle, not too much like you saw there, a bit of oversteer. Onto 4th gear, 5th gear, down the gears, drops to the brakes, leaves the throttle, feathers the throttle, hits the apex nicely, into the fast sweep of turn 4. Dab of the brakes. No brakes for him at this moment. 180 degrees or 106 degrees for this one. Turn 5. Then the only chicane for this track is going to be turn 6 and 7. 50-meter board. Only a dab of the brakes there into turn 6 or turn 8. No brakes here. You want to take this flat out. Only downshift once. Full throttle here. Skulk is out of. There is again. I think Martin is back. Quagga and that Red Bull wants to get this overtake done. Doesn't want to be outdriven by the rookie team. Bit of oversteer there. Clips the curve on the inside. Lot of oversteer on this Red Bull. Quagga is not having it. Opens the DRS. Deploys the battery. Will it be enough? I don't think it will. Piastri goes to the inside. Doesn't fancy a late braking move there. Quagga again opens the DRS. Deploys the battery. But is still too far for any thought of a lunge there. Then we sit with the train again. No overtaking will be done into the first part. Pit stop should be taking part any moment now, and so we will start seeing the chess games being played. Peter still circulating very slowly in relation to the other. Oh, and a bit of oversteer. I think there's damage on this Mercedes. Almost being lapped around about lap 10. Not going as planned for the Mercedes driver of Peter. Mauri also not doing as good as we originally thought. He won the last Grand Prix. He's leading the championship. And not by a lot, but he's leading the championship. 1 point separating him and Oscar. As it stands, Oscar Piastri will take the... Oh, and Skulk pits. So the strategy starts. Peter spun again into turn 3, sector 1. As it stands, Oscar Piastri will be our new championship leader. He will be our championship leader. Well, the race isn't over yet, and like the saying goes, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Mauri getting a bit of time on Skulk. Remember, he lost 21 seconds in the pits. 21 seconds. No, he doesn't want any DSC or any incidents on the track now. That will be detrimental for his race. He wants to get up to P2, and Oscar needs to be at least a second or maybe a position or two behind him for Skulk to take the championship lead. Mauri is not looking good for him at the moment. I don't think he will remain the championship leader after this round. But this is Formula 1. This isn't tennis. This isn't a ball. Anything can happen. Norris doesn't have DRS. Verstappen doesn't have DRS. Piastri, a bit more further than his teammate. He's 6 seconds behind Verstappen, and Martin joins. So the fight continues. Quagga still behind the Alpine of Martin. Martin is back. We just got a confirmation message at the bottom of the screen saying Martin de Bahrein has joined. So up to racing we get. We should see the Alpine cutting through the field of Piastri and maybe Verstappen. Norris and Hamilton showed some promise in qualifying earlier, but race pace and quali pace is not the same. We'll have to see how the cars do in a long configuration. Oh, and there's another Bierman. Bierman is stationary on track. What's going on? He spun. Bierman spun, and he's waiting for Skulk to pass. Skulk, another position gain. Turn 9 for Bierman, spun out in turn 8. I don't know what happened there. Oh, and then Martin spun. Oh no, this will be horrible for him. First he drops, then he spun it into turn 13. Into the pits he goes, wants to get on new tires. The AI maybe burned out the tire there. Skulk by all the time. Let's see here, where's Martin now? Thought he spun in the pits now, didn't? And Skulk will be gaining time lap after lap after lap after lap on the guys ahead of him, or that was ahead of him before he went into the pits. If the McLaren, Ferrari and Red Bull drivers doesn't cover him off, he will be P1 when everything is said and done and everybody has pitted onto the last or maybe second stint. Remember, this may be a one-stopper or a two-stopper. I think it will be a one-stopper if everything goes smoothly, no VSCs, no safety cars. But yeah, it's Formula One, we don't know. We don't know what's going on the paddock. We don't know what the strategists are planning and thinking of what's going to be the fastest. They're crunching the numbers there and hoping for the best. Let's head back to the front of the field there. Norris has regained his DRS on Hamilton. Not a move at this moment in time. Not this lap. Maybe the next one. Looks like that the front runners is going to go for the one-stopper. And Quagga gets passed by the Aston Martin of Alonso into turn 1. This is going to be our and another pass for Hajar on Gasly. Hajar on Hulkenberg and Gasly. Hulkenberg to the inside. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a P12 for Hajar? No, it's not going to be. Hulkenberg has the better traction, has the better alignment onto turn 4 and 5, and he gets passed. What car is that that's ghosting there? That's Peter, circulating a lap behind the rest of the field. Will Norris have DRS there? Just before turn 14 will be our detection line for the DRS of the main straight, and then we will have another detection zone at the pit exit, and we have another yellow flag. Oh, that's Verstappen. Verstappen is out. Verstappen spun into turn 14. He has to wait for all the cars to get past for him to get back into this Grand Prix. Like I said, anything can happen. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Moving slowly. Doesn't want to spin again. Already lost a bunch of positions. And another position change for Quagga goes into the pits. Was another position change for Alonso. Alonso into P4, passing the Mercedes driver of George Russell. Norris still behind Hamilton, can't get past. It's not an easy track to overtake. The only easy overtake here will be strategy. Go into the pits a lap earlier than your rival. Get a nice fast outlap and come ahead out of the pits. No drivers in a position for an overtake at the moment, so we'll see where Skull comes out after everything is settled down. Everyone has made the circulation of pits. It's not far behind the leaders. It's still not in the overtaking opportunity for the pits. Remember, you lose 21 seconds inside the pit, so he's still going to be behind Hamilton. Alonso setting the fastest lap with a medium, and he's on a push lap. He's pushing it 4 tenths. Let's hit down there and see him. No overtaking for him at this corner here. Maybe the next lap. He looks quite fast. Just set his fastest lap for the Grand Prix on lap 16 or 15. Just want to skulk almost inside the undercut range of Hamilton. I don't think the tyre will take him the entire 20, 25 or 15 laps. It's going to be a big call for Skulk. He has the medium, so he will most probably go and pit again. But it will be interesting to see where he gets out once the other guys go and pit. Oh, and Kwach has a 3-second penalty for track limits. I think that's going to be turn 4-5. That's going to be turn 5 where he got it. The exit of turn 4. The far sweeping left-hander, where we previously saw him go over the track limits there with all 4 wheels. And we have another yellow flag. Pieter van die Kerk, another 3-second penalty for Pieter. Piastri goes into the pits, followed by a Hamilton. Alonso going up to P2. Pieter again, and there's another overtake for Skulk there onto the main. Oh no, still went into the pits. But where will he come out? And Skulk won't get the overtake done, won't get the undercut done. I think he was in a bit of traffic there. Pieter just having a horrible race here at the moment. Spinning out, oversteering, understeering, just can't seem to get the rhythm. Like I said, Hungary is Monaco without walls. Small margins. Martin looks like he's back. He is getting through the field, bit of look up there and overstepping on the intro. Oh, almost lost it onto the exit of turn 1. Just need to keep the calm head. Finish the Grand Prix 1 point better than none. So our leaders is that follows Norris, Alonso, and then our last podium position is going to be Russell, which won the first and opening round of the season. And then Sainz setting himself up for big points tonight. Big points for Williams. Skulk maybe gonna take away. Oh, and Sainz say no thank you, I won't be part of this. I won't let you hurt my lap times. I'm gonna drive my own race, I'm gonna get the points, and I'm gonna make my team proud. Russell also into the pits. Norris also into the pits. Bit of battling going on here between the Alpine or the Haas and the Ferrari of Hamilton. Not equal cars here, not equal opportunities here. Ferrari is much faster. And another yellow flag. We have a white car stationary on track, and it's gonna be Pieter again. Oh, this will be detrimental to his ego and his momentum. Quite a fast oak here. But I don't know what's going on. I think he has a bit of damage onto the floor from lap 1, turn 1. Alonso, in his prime of his career, like the past 20 odd years. Old guy still driving like a rookie. Not in a bad manner, but still fast. Leading the race with 12 seconds in front of Skulk. If Alonso pits, he should come out around about P7 or 8. Maybe he's hoping for a safety car. Safety car will put him in P2. What an awesome race! What a comeback from the old oak. And Oscar Piastri takes away the fastest lap from Alonso with a 1:19.517. Stripping him up, Piastri goes past Gasly. No defensive measure whatsoever from Piastri on the following corner of turn 3. And you should check out any moment now from the Alpine driver behind him. The McLaren is a much faster car than the Renault powered Alpine behind him. Yeah, and already the DRS has been broken. Not even a sector of the overtake has been done. Hamilton onto the back of Skulk with 0.25 seconds separating the two. Not equal cars here. The RB is out of position. It's not normally a front running car. It's a sister team of the main team, Red Bull Racing. The rookies comes through F3, F2, and then into the sister team of RB. They will be selected there if they will join the main team. So RB not in his normal racing capacity into the front field of the race. and to the inside, Skulk defense. Hamilton says, well, buddy, I'll take the outside. But late on the brakes for Skulk. Will he get the defense good here? He gets the defense quite tight and nicely, keeps the Ferrari driver behind, and a bit of overtaking going on here at the back. Now it's just drivers spinning and opting for a better tire. Skulk is gonna have his hand full, followed by a 7-time world champion. It's not gonna be an easy task. It's not gonna be easy keeping Lewis Hamilton in a Ferrari, in the oldest F1 team on the grid. 70 years being part of Formula 1 for the prancing horse. 0.2 seconds separating the top, or P2 and P3. Alonso still circulating at a decent pace there. 13 seconds separating Alonso and Skulk. Alonso still has to pit. Skulk still has to. He can try and make the tire work until the end. It's going to be a hard task. What will it be? He's going to defend the inside. Skulk's going to go. What's he going to do? Light on the brakes for Skulk, and he locks up the inside. Pushes the Ferrari to the outside, and Norris also into the mix now. What will it be? Will it be another heartbreaking race for Hamilton, or will it be a nice point scoring opportunity and session for the RB? They're out of position. They're not normally this high up on the grid. They're midfield drivers or midfield cars. 10, P10, P9, P8, maybe P7, but not podium positions. Not P2 for an RB, a sister team, a sub team. Martin retired. What will it be? A safety car? I think this will be our safety car, or maybe a VSC. Is it in the pits? I think he retired into the pits. He retired into the pits. So there won't be any safety car or VSC. Only some yellow flags. 13.6 seconds separating P1 and 2. Alonso having an excellent drive out there. Here we go. What will it be? Will it be an overtake? Skulk again defends the inside. Not a lot of room for Hamilton to do anything meaningful with it. And onto turn 2 we have another DRS zone. Hamilton a bit too far, and then Norris not gaining any advantage there, as Hamilton has also got some DRS. Keeping that Ferrari off Hamilton behind is not going to be an easy task. Skulk is managing really good here. He has a bit of all the tires. Let's look and have a see here. So 6 laps separating Skulk and Hamilton's tire strategy. And he's doing Alonso quite a big favor here. 14.5 seconds separating the top 2. Alonso is having a nice. Oh, and Alonso pits now. I would have thought he went out. He's gonna go out for a bit longer. Goes into the pits. Will come out behind all this traffic. Remember, guys, track position is gonna be one of the most important things for this Grand Prix. As you can see, there's not a lot of overtaking opportunity there. Hamilton goes to the outside again. Skulk late onto the brakes. Can't seem to get that Ferrari placed on a nice line to get past the RB. What will he do? Goes to the inside? No, he doesn't. No, Hamilton doesn't go to the inside. There was some opportunity there, but it didn't seem to want to do it. But Uri still circling his back. A bit far behind. I think he has some damage. Was 25 seconds on a lap 5. It is 30 seconds now. Let's see if everybody has pitted. Everybody has went into the pits. Like I told you guys previously, Skulk went for the undercut only because he spun out and said, well, better tyres, better pace, but undercut there. The detrimental thing to Skulk's going to be the overcut now. If he has to pit, he's going to lose track position. And if the other guys pit, they'll... And Skull goes to the pits. What's it going to be? It's going to be mediums. I think he's going to opt for. We'll just have to wait and see. Hamilton is going to be put under pressure from Norris at this moment. He's not going to have DRS for the next merry-go-round. It will be a sitting duck. Depends on what pace Hamilton has got left into those tyres. Looks like not much more than Norris. Piastri a bit more closer to his teammate than his teammate is to Hamilton. 0.45 seconds separating the top two. So we have two DNFs, one engine blowout for Albon and one car retirement for the Alpine of Martin, which had pole position by 1/1000th of a second. And we have another yellow flag. I think that's going to be Peter again on the main straight losing it. Don't know why, what happened on the main straight. 2/10. Merely 2/10 separating the top two. There's going to be an overtake now for Norris. No, doesn't seem to want to take the chance in the late braking opportunity there. But already gaining a bit there, 26 seconds on Bierman. No points in P16, only for P1 to P10. Skull getting a move done on Ocon into turn 1. Next up, Verstappen. Will the RB be faster in the latter stages of the Grand Prix with newer tyres than the big sister team of Red Bull? Overtaking coming up for Russell maybe on Quagga in the other Red Bull. Not a strong performance from the Red Bull team for this weekend. Verstappen spinning out on lap 14, turn 13. Don't know what happened there. Quagga with a 3-second penalty. Not in the mix of a lot of action here. Not for podium places. What will it be? Would be a P5 or a P6 for Russell. Opens the DRS, foot to the floor, up the gears, goes to the inside. Quagga doesn't defend that. Doesn't defend that. Says go past. I'll take you on the next corner. Let's see. Will Russell went over the detection line behind Quagga? No, he has to hang it out behind Russell. Bit of oversteering, a bit of dirty air coming his way now for the rest of this lap. Will he close the gap or will he fall outside the DRS of Russell? 0.5 second separating to another yellow flag for Peter. Yeah, Peter is having an awful race. I feel for the guy. I feel really bad for the guy. Spinning out again. Top 4 only separated by about 2 seconds. Another yellow flag. Mauri spun. And here goes Norris. Then Hamilton. Then Piastri. Only battles is our top 4 at the moment. No one in DRS down the field except for Quagga. Turn 1, no overtaking opportunity there for him. Down the hill into the sweeping left hander of turn 3. Then turn 4, which is going to be a fast right-hander, followed by turn 6. No brakes used here, only a lift of the throttle. When I arc the curve on the outside, don't want to get into the curve on the inside, it will spin you out. The AI is driving an excellent race here. Quagga being the best for tonight in the AI humans. He's going to lose a bit of time now, as of Stroll is going to be starting to catch him in the last 6 laps of this race. Or 8 laps of this race. Will it be DRS? Will it not? Let's see. Detection line just before turn 14. No, it will not. 1.2 seconds separating Russell and Quagga over the detection line for our longest DRS zone of this track. And our top 4 still battling. No overtakes at this moment. Very hard to overtake. Your strategy is going to be your best mate here. Skull goes to the inside of Sainz, gets the overtake done, upgrades himself to P8. Then 2, bit of defensive for Skull there to the inside. Not want to lose the position, just get into turn 1. This is where the RB should be. Stroll up next. I think Skull should be able to get overtake done on Stroll, as he's got much fresher tires and a bit more pace as it seems. Will he get top 4? It's gonna be hard, but it's doable at this rate. It's possible. Just be careful not to take bites you cannot chew. Then 12. Then 13. Grab yourself some DRS before turn 14. Finish off turn 14 with a feather on the throttle. Up the gears, deploying the 1000 horsepower, the extra 200 braking horsepower of battery, opens the DRS, foot to the floor, goes to the outside, late onto the brakes, and he gets P7. Skulk takes P7, opens the DRS. Next driver up, Quagga. I think we won't see any overtakes being done for the top 4 again. Drivers on basically on the same strat as except for Alonso, but Alonso is in a much slower car than the rest ahead of him. Only thing keeping him in the battle here is the tire deficit and some experience. The OK has about 25 years of experience in Formula 1. He's been in Formula 1 longer than some adults that's been alive. Skulk gaining a lot on Quagga. Half a second now. 6/10 now. Down to 5 seconds again. Oh, and Peter spins again on the main straight. Went onto the grass there, and that allows the rear wheel to get a bit more rotation than the inside wheel, and that spins you out. You lose all traction, you lose all direction of airflow over the front and the floor, the front wing and the floor. That separates the suction effect that you have for the Venturi tunnels underneath the car. 1.1 seconds separating Skulk and Quagga. What will it be? Will it be P5 or P4 for Skulk? It's a bit more audacious for P4. I think P5. No, P5 will also be a bit far. I think P6 will be it for Skulk. The tires are settling down now. The race pace should be dissipating now for the rest of the field. And I was wrong. I was wrong. Alonso chewing up the front field. Not backing down as of yet. Hamilton much closer than he was on the previous lap. Only 2 tenths separating him and Norris. Will he go for the overtake now? I doubt it. The AI doesn't like lunges into turn 2. Skulk takes Quagga. No defensive moves whatsoever for Quagga. He's doing his own race, managing his own tires. Just wants to get some points. Verstappen in the penalty bracket of Quagga. As it stands now, Quagga will be demoted to P8 and Verstappen will get the more points for the team. Two and a half seconds separating the teammates. Alonso 4 tenths behind Hamilton. Turn 13. Grabs himself some DRS. 4 tenths separating the two. Won't get a lot of advantage over Hamilton, as Hamilton also has DRS. He's gonna get a bit more traction out of turn 14 as he's got the better tires. And he's gaining 3 tenths. 2.5 tenths. Doesn't go for the overtake. But he's close. He's very close. 3 tenths, 3.5 tenths. Not a lot of slipstream gained by Alonso. Sainz in the DRS of Stroll with the last point of the Grand Prix. And Skulk 4.1 seconds he has to make up in 3 laps. Let's see what goes down in the latter stages of the Formula 1 Lenovo Hungarian Grand Prix. Into turn, Quagga gets another 3-second penalty. That will demote him out of the points. So no points as it stands now for Quagga. No points. Couldn't manage to keep all 4 tires inside the track. And that's what you get. 6 extra seconds being added to your race time. Bit unlucky for him. There. Mauri not having a great race. 20 seconds off his rival, or not his rival, for the driver ahead of him in P15. Skulk 3.9, 3.8 seconds, 3.7 seconds. Gaining, but I don't think it will be enough. 3.5 seconds. It's gonna go to the last lap of the race. Alonso is gonna get a bit more audacious with his moves in to the last few laps of this race. And another spin for Peter. And that's not Peter, who's that? That's Bierman. Bierman spun. That's gonna bring Mauri much closer to him. Don't think it will be any advantage gained. And Bierman pits. Bierman pits on lap 33. What is the strategy behind this? I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I really don't know what he's doing there. Alonso 5 tenths behind Hamilton. Hamilton will not have DRS. Hamilton doesn't have DRS. Is it gonna be a move for Hamilton? It will be a defensive move, forcing Hamilton to look into his mirror, thinking of the driver behind. What's it gonna be? No, it won't be an overtaking move for Alonso now. The AI doesn't love any late braking there. And Verstappen goes past his teammate Quagga into turn 1 with some help of DRS. Now they have to work as a team. Verstappen needs to pull Quagga with him to secure some extra points on the second car. And I think we're going to have some overtaking being done in the latter stages of this Grand Prix for Alonso. Maybe P2, maybe P3. We'll have to see and wait. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Skulk did some work for Alonso there on the second stint for him. He held up the front runners a lot for Alonso, yeah. Second last lap we go. Turn 13 on our way to turn 14 before we grab some DRS, and only 5 tenths separating the two. Don't think it will be enough on this lap. Maybe the next lap. They need about 4 tenths to overtake each other there on the main straight. 4 tenths. 3.5. Here we go. Hamilton gonna defend. He's gonna defend, and Alonso doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know where to go. 1 lap remaining. I think that was it. That was it for Alonso. No P2 for him for this Grand Prix. That will be his last opportunity to upgrade himself to P2. Still an excellent drive for Alonso. Up 9 positions. Piastri up 5 positions. Russell up 5 positions. Skulk losing 4. Verstappen losing 4. And Skulk Quagga staying stationary, not losing or gaining anything. But remember, he still has that 6 seconds overlooming his head for track limits. That will demote him to P10. Maybe he will gain about 1. Yeah, I think he will maybe get the last point for this Grand Prix. And there we have it. Lando Norris wins the Hungarian Grand Prix, followed by Hamilton, and then Alonso finishing off our top 3 and our podium positions. The 2 McLarens doing the celebration drive around the track. There we have it, guys. Our race winner, Lando Norris. Nice celebration drive for the 2 Papaya McLarens. Oscar Piastri will take the championship lead. Well done, Oscar. Aussie driver leading a championship for the first time since 1993. But if you're looking at the real world, since 2025. And there you guys have it. Another spin for Peter on his penultimate turn, finishing off the Grand Prix in P17. "35 laps of relentless heat, 14 pushing corners and pit stops that would make your head spin. The Hungarian Grand Prix rarely fails to deliver a strategic thriller, and tonight was no exception. As the sun sets over the Mogorod Hills, we leave with Oscar Piastri standing tall on the podium. From Budapest, it's goodbye. Until next time."